Okay, I forgot I didn't have the microphone on, so I put it on real quick. Now I'm just going to take one of my pans, I'm going to put these just like this onto this pan. I've got several of these flat pans. And you can usually get a 2 salmon onto this if so. Let's try to rearrange this and get more on there. All right. So we didn't get quite, but that's one pan I'll cover it. We get the other one. These old pans come in handy. So if I wanted to even that out, I can. And so they won't be so crowded on this other one. We'll just do it this way. And so now there's our 2 pans. 2 pans of salmon. Now I'm going to just put a little lemon, fresh lemon, on each one of these. And make sure you rub it on there. We'll just squeeze it. Kind of rub it on there. Squeeze it. Then I'll put some pepper on them. Best thing you can do right now is just, because if you're going to, let me get these. I'm trying to talk and do this, and it's kind of hard. Okay. So now, what I'll do is make sure this is kind of dispersed. Get those lemon seeds out of there. Get this all ready to pitch. So that made a lot. So now I'm going to put these into the freezer, the quick freezers, the freezer. And I'm going to let them flash freeze, and then in a little while, well, tomorrow, I will take them out and seal them. Once they're frozen, that's the only way you can seal them in the seal mill, is wait till they're frozen, pop them off, and then you can use it to, I'll tell you what I better do after I think about it. I better get some of this wax paper, because let's see if we, at least that will let me take them up. You see, and I can get them all in one deal if I stack them. That will take up less room if I put the wax paper onto that. Then if I have trouble, it'll just pull off. I think I'll go ahead and do two pans. Let me see. I don't want that too thick, so I'll just go ahead and do that. Excuse me, that is one pan. And then I'll take another Curite. Let's do it this way. We'll just stack those like this, so we don't have trouble once it's time to pull that off. We'll have less trouble. Oh, I can't wait to eat this. It's so good, you know. All right, now we've got these two pans, and I'll cover those. Then I'll cover it with foil. Then I'll put it in the freezer. I'll cover both of these with foil, and I'll put it in the freezer. Well, you know, I got the salmon put up for right now, till tomorrow, till it freezes. And I was like, you know, Mother and I've got to have something to eat. So I went to Sam's. I told y'all I went to Sam's, I think I did. So I buy these croissants. I love them. It saves me from having to bake them. I can make them. Yes, I can. But I don't feel like it. I just don't feel like doing it all the time. And so for us to still have a hold on a minute. I can't find, what can I never find? Nothing. I'm always looking for something, aren't I? I wonder if it'll ever be any different, you know. Let me get the horn knife, I call it. I'll get the old ranch knife. Made out of, it's a serrated knife, but this, you gotta have a serrated knife for this. If you don't, you'll squash your buns. We don't want our buns squished, y'all. Not at all. We want our buns whole. But I thought, well, I told y'all to come on whenever I'm trying to fix something to eat. You said, come on. Okay, well, I'm on. Wore out. I am wore the hell out. I buy this Land O'Lakes cheese when I can find it. Walmart usually has it. So we're going to just take some of that Land O'Lakes cheese. We're going to put it right here. The kitty cat wants that. And they'll just have to wait, because I'm in the middle of something, you know. Now, I'm looking here to see. Here's some turkey breast. I've got some Cajun turkey breast. Now, isn't that wonderful, a Cajun turkey breast? I knew it was spicy. I didn't know exactly why. But, so today I went ahead and got one of the chickens. One of the chickens at Sam's. And I'm just going to take just a few pieces off of it. Just, sometimes it's not quite done. And then I'll put it in the Instapot if I'm gonna. That kind of is good, because if it's so done, then I can't really put it in very many recipes that have to be cooked, because your chicken gets too done. So I kind of like it sometimes like this, whether it's kind of done or not done. So that's going to give us some chicken for our sandwich. Now I'll debone that and I'll put that in the refrigerator and freezer. Let me get a plate. Today I'm going to use paper plates because I am not washing dishes. You can forget it. I don't feel like it no more and I'm not doing it. I don't mind washing up if I have to cook in something or something like that. But so let's just put our sandwiches over here. All right, let's get a tomato. There's a cat, y'all hear him, don't you? That's a sick kitty. He don't come in very often. But I can't stop right now because I'm in the middle of this. So we'll put 2 tomatoes on there. Let's do 2 tomatoes. Just a minute, cat. No, let me let her out, y'all. Just hold on. Okay. Out she goes. Round and round she goes. Where she stops, nobody knows. Well, we know what we're doing. I'm going to cut mine just real thin today because it's so hard for me to eat without the you-know-whats. I don't have my you-know-whats. But I like it better that way anyway. Now, I bought avocados, but they were a good price. About 6 of them for $2 something, but they'll have to firm up, you know. Let me get a little. Mother will like a little onion. I like a little onion too. So let's just kind of cut that. Well, I hope y'all are doing good on this Monday. I hope you don't have to get out. We had to get out so early. And then I had 2 doctor's appointments. I'll tell you all about them since we're talking. I'm just going to cut them thin. You don't need a big old deal onion. Put it thin on there. Put it just a hint of the flavor. It's all you got to worry about. Just a little hint of the flavor of the onion. That's all you need on those sandwiches. Croissants. And today I'm not worrying about the salt. I can't, because if I did, I'd go hungry. I mean, I've tried to cook everything, and we'll leave this here. Let me get a case knife, and let's dip us some Duke's mayonnaise just on that. I don't want a whole bunch of mayonnaise because I don't need the sodium. My mother, she'll like that. Do a little pepper. Just do a little pepper. Now, Mother's I'll do a little salt because she can have the salt. I have to leave my hand out because I can't judge. Mom's, once I get the lid back on, the top back on. Now that's a big sandwich. She said, Lord, I want to eat all that. I bet when she tastes it, she might like it. Let me get the serrated knife. I'm just gonna, you just have to cut until it gets down there. There. I didn't put lettuce. I don't think it needs it. I think you've got plenty of. I don't think she'll eat but just a half of this. So we'll just leave this on the cutting board. And then I'll get her some. I bought some of these chips, a sour cream onion chip. She can have them, but I can't have them. That's okay too. These are the great values. Nothing extraordinary. And I've already got a glass of Southern iced tea. And looks like we're going on a picnic, y'all. Maybe that's what we'll do. If y'all were here, we'd go on a picnic, even if it's cool outside, cold outside. Put your coat on and go on a picnic. All right. So that's what we're going to have today. And I may come on later live just as soon as I can. But I was going to tell you about the doctor. I've made another appointment for the EGD, which is to fix the varices. And then they're going to watch the tumor, the cancerous tumor, for 3 more months to make sure that's what needs to be done, the ablation, because they're not quite sure from all the paperwork, but I'll keep you informed. God bless you. God bless us. God bless the United States. And we'll talk to you pretty soon. Okay, I got the salmon frozen. It's been over a day and a half, and I just now got back to it. I've had too much going on. I haven't had a chance to get anything done with it because I've been putting out other fires. That's just the way it goes around here or anywhere else. So at least I'm going to put these, I'm just going to show you what I do. Is I just cut my bags. And then I will seal them down. Okay, so I just put that down in there. And I lift my bag up just a hair because I think it helps it to suck it on down. Just let it suck it on down. I'll show y'all a couple of these so you can see how it looks. When the red light, the seal light, blue light will come on sealing it. So now it's sealed, it says. Now, see, we've got all the air out of that. And we'll lay that over here. We'll get another bag, which these bags are the big ones. And I buy them because they're kind of like the Amazon brand. And it's cheaper to go ahead and buy them, the big ones, because you never know what you're going to seal or how much. So I just kind of buy the big ones, and then I can cut them if it's something. Then I can cut it to fit whatever I'm sealing. Let's put that under that lip there, and get that smoothed out as well as possible. Make sure you get it down in this groove here, because if you do not, they will come unsealed and you'll get freezer burnt on your stuff. This one's kind of difficult, so I'm having to really, because this piece of salmon is kind of bowed up. So you have to do it. You have to hold your mouth just right. Now let's try it. So that's pulling that on down. That's probably, let me stop it. See, that probably didn't get, see that's bowed up there. See how that's bowed? Well, let's trade that with one that's less bowed. And we'll just put the bowed one in a bag by itself. See, now that'll sit on there just perfect. So now, lift up. There it goes, finally getting there out. Now it's sealing. And let's see. See how that's sealed? We can give a, that's got a baby, that's a baby piece there, so we'll put a bigger piece. Let's see if I can get. I don't think I have another smaller piece. So, I guess we could try to put, we can try and put those two pieces. If that's a baby piece, it'll probably be okay. So now let's get our rip down. Quick, quick, seal. There goes the second down now. Okay, it's sealing now. Now, how that pull that down. Okay, I'll be back. Let me get the rest of this done. Okay, my piece bags that I have cut, because you buy these, they're 11 by 16. So they're big bags. And I just get the off-brand, but like these, I'll just take them, I put them in my machine, lock that down, and just push seal. You don't push the suction, just push the seal. And then that will seal this bag up. Then what I do is I take my sealed bag, so I'm not wasting nothing. Then I'll put, sometimes if you have to, I'll show you a little trick. If I have to give a little towel, I'll make that smoother. So when the food is laying there, then it's not pulling down on it and it's knocking that out of your track. So it's a lot easier that way. There it goes. Just go suck that air on out of there. It's still got air in it, or it wouldn't keep going. That's why you have to freeze these. I'll push seal. Now this one may not seal, so we're going to see what it does. Yeah, see, it's loose. It did not seal, so you just have to cut your bag back open, take your product out, put that bag in the trash unless you want to mess with it, which I don't. Then I'm just going to seal me a bag. I'm going to go ahead and seal me a bag out of these remnants. There. Yeah, I got a good sealed bag there. You know when it's the end of something, you it usually screws up. Something screws up, you know. You just can't. Nobody can go a day without something screwing up. It's just life. That's what's called life. Let's try this and see if it is. Well, let's suck them on down there. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Now see that one's sealed all the way down. Got one more. Let's get us this bag. I've got one piece left. No, it's got two small pieces. Okay, so we will take that, and I'm not going to worry about that old wax paper there because it's fine. Because once I thaw this out to cook it, it will come off anyway. So I'm not too concerned about it. Let's get that down in our holder. Let's push our suction. There it goes. You know, if these aren't just right in that tray, they won't work. Sometimes you just have to work with it. Let's see. We stop it now. See, I'll tell you what happened. Is there's a little the suction tube in here. If you get your bag over the suction tube, you've got to get the bag in front of the suction tube, which is right at the back of that. So you just have to have that just down in the edge of that, or if it covers that suction tube up, it'll suck some, but it won't be enough to seal. Let's see. This should pull it on down since we got it off. There we go. Got it off the suction tube. Just watch that. Now it's sealing now. That little suction tube is a little thing right there. And if you get your bag over that, you'll think, why is this? Well, you got to put it right in front of the suction tube. So there we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now this one, see, these have sucked. This one did not, so I've got to redo that one. Let me get me a plastic. I just take a plastic sack and I take these and I just put them into this plastic sack, and I will transfer them into a box that I have in the freezer, a plastic coat, and then they can sit there till I get ready to use them, and I'll label them on my sheet on the door. Let me set those right over there. Let me get this. See this? You got to get this. Just cut it out of there. Like I showed y'all a while ago. Get you another bag. Oh, thank God that my foot wasn't in the way. Now see, some of that bag I cut was a little haphazard. So now I'll just trim that off this way. And I'll put that right there in front and seal it. Okay. So that was a pretty big seal I put on that one, but that's okay because we don't need too much room in this one because these are kind of thin. These are kind of thin little. And we'll have plenty of room for that to suck on down, even though that one is bent. Kind of bent up when I try it. So always make sure you get that out from under that suction tube, because it'll make a total difference. And you'll think, well, my machine's broke or I'm not doing this right. And that's all it is. Sometimes that'll get up under there by accident. Okay, so there's our last one of those. So you have to realize that made with that one was 10, I think, but that made a bag of sockeye salmon for a fraction. If I had to go buy that, it'd be a lot of money. This is probably half or maybe less. So now I just take those out and cook them like I normally let them thaw out, and then cook them as I do in my recipes. Okay, if you remember last week, the weekend, I took the pork tenderloin, and I just put the tenderloin into these. See, they're already getting frosty because we didn't seal them real well. But this is going to be fine. We'll take our tenderloins out, a piece of tenderloins out, which had several roasts, several pieces. I call them roasts. They're not really roasts. But what I did is I'm going to put those in I wanted them sealed, but you have to freeze it first. If you do not freeze your meat first, you will not get a good seal, because the juices from the thawed out or pre-thawed meat travel up this package, and it gets into your sealing apparatus, and you'll think, oh, they're sealed. Well, if there's any grease or oil, you'll be pleasantly surprised if they are not sealed, and you'll go back a month later to use them, and it'll be frostbit. So you have to make sure your food, unless it is bread, but if it's a juicy meat or something, you have got to seal these before you can put them in your sealer. Now, because that juice will travel, because you're getting suction up here, that juice will travel right up into here, and when it seals, you'll think you got a good seal, but you do not. So let's try this and make sure. See, I'm going to pull that on down, because we want to keep this longer than a month. Okay, so now that's pulling that on down. Lift up on it, and now it'll seal. Okay, so now there's the pork roast. Let me make sure it's sealed, because you don't want. See, that doesn't feel sealed enough to me. I don't like that. I mean, it's sealed, but it's not the way I like it. So, of course, I take it right back out. And I'll give them another bag. And we'll probably need, sometimes if you cut these catty-wampered, it won't seal because you've got not a straight edge. So I try to cut that just as straight as I can across there before I put my roast in it. And that's got your wax paper on it, but that's not going to hurt once you thaw it out. That's kind of a protecting all cloth. So now I've got those pork chops I did. I could seal and put away. Okay, let's try it. We'll lift up on it this time. Sometimes that helps. Got a lot of air, so it takes a minute to get it all When you lift up on that, it just seems to help its suction. Now it's sealing. Okay. Now, all right, now that's a lot better. That's more of a firm seal there. So we've got 2 more roasts or 2 more tenderloins. Let's go ahead and cut our bags pretty straight. Hope y'all are doing good today. We're trying to. It's about 40 something degrees, and Mother's in there watching The View, her reruns. Thank God, because when I was a kid, I remember the TV. If you missed a show, my grandmother and her always watched As the World Turns or Guiding Light. And if they missed it, they just missed it, you know. We had to go to the doctor or town, but now I'm glad they have the reruns on. Lift that up now. Let's see them. Good, there's just another one. That one did real well. Both those did well. I'll be back. Okay, so we got 3 good roasts or tenderloins out of that. We'll put those in the freezer, and I'll be back. Okay, so I just keep a box. It's got my bags. And I had to start the dryer, so if you hear the dryer, then you know that's what it is. Always something to do, y'all. You know, it's always something to do. So, we can keep it. These are Cintas. I don't know. It's kind of you can cook in them. They're plastic free. They're safe material. They're freezer safe. 11 by 16. So, and there's 100 counting this, and I'm not sure, you'd have to look them up. It just seemed like they were less expensive than the others. So, now let's wrap our little machine up, because I'm not gonna, I have it handy in case I need it. This is a Ceron machine, and this goes back in our pantry. Okay. Let me get this pan picked up. And I needed to do, I went to Sam's and I bought several things that needs to be frozen, and then I need to put in bags, because as you know, with Mother and I, we don't eat a oodle of stuff at one time. So it's easier if I buy it and then, but these are wonderful. Look at these. These are Brazilian blueberries. They got them right now at Sam's, probably everywhere. Those are the biggest blueberries I've ever seen in my life. Look how big in my palm of my hand. Now, if y'all want to make some great holiday, go down and get you some of these blueberries and make you a blueberry cake, cobbler, muffins for breakfast for the kids. They'll enjoy them. Okay, I forgot. I had a few muffins left over, so let me see. I had to get this back out. Let me show me a couple bags. There's one. There's me another one. This in May. This is already sealed. So, what I do on these muffins is I don't let it suck all the air out, but it'll be enough to where it will be better than just putting them in a Ziploc bag. So I put that under my sealer thing with my muffin on that. See how that? Then I'll shut that, and I'm just going to take it down, let it suck down just for a little bit. You can see it go down, not all the way because you don't want to squash them too bad. Then I push seal, and that will leave some air and room in there, but they're still sealed more than if you had to put those into your freezer in a Ziploc bag. It's better this way because once you thaw that out, that little bit of, sometimes you put them over in the corner too and they'll be a little better. But like this bag is kind of small, but we can probably, I don't know. I'm not going to try to make it work because I don't want to ruin the muffin. Let's see, this one might. Let's try this. Maybe a little better. Yeah, that's a little better. And we will get our, and don't get it over the lip, remember? Let's see if that's good. I couldn't see. But I'm not going to suck all that out. I just want enough to get it to where sometimes you'll pull it a little bit and adjust it. See, there it goes. And you don't want too much. And I'm going to plan not to keep these for months. I'm not going to keep these for months or anything like that. But they're just too much to eat. Let's try that one in this. And I don't think it might. Let me get this and see. Okay, that's pulling down just about enough, so that's okay. Okay, we just want to seal it. You don't want to squash your muffin. You want it just sealed into that. We got one more. I didn't know I had that many. I go through here and I find the bag that will accommodate my food. That is cut all crazy, but if we want to, we can still seal it like that. Now these, they will last. You know, these are going to last in the freezer better than if you'd have stuck them in a, let me cut this bag straighter. Because if you don't, get that kind of straight. And it may not fit, but it might. You try to put that. I doubt it. I don't think that's going to fit. All right, we'll just get another bag. I hate wasting another bag over a muffin, but I can still seal, so it's really not wasting. Okay. They cut it too short. My brain's here today, but it's not here. Y'all ever been that way? Sometimes it's here and sometimes it's not. Probably. That would probably work. We're going to try it. We'll get enough of that air out for us to put it in the freezer. So it won't run. You don't want them to mildew. Anything with fruit in it, unless it's a spice fruit, seems to mildew quicker. Okay. Now, at least they're frozen. I mean, at least they're enough to where we can use those. Put these in our freezer, and I'll be back. Now, there's another factor is when I buy these croissants and I don't make them, You don't want them to get stale either. But I know I'm going to eat them fast enough to where I don't need to put them in the freezer. So I just push the air out of the bag and just seal them, and then I'll put those in the icebox refrigerator like that. Now you could freeze them like that if you wanted to, and they'd be perfectly fine. And if I see tomorrow, the next day, but we've done pretty well, Mother and I, what I do is this morning, let me get the air out of it. This morning, I take them and I made the scrambled eggs. I didn't videotape it because y'all know how to make scrambled eggs. I did several things on it. But I take these, cut them in half, and I squeeze that out. So I take these, cut them in half, put them in the bagel toaster, or the toaster that's wide enough, which I've got one for bagels, and toast them. That's the best egg and toast, or egg and bagel, and some homemade, this morning we had plum jelly from those fresh plums that I picked. There's the blueberries now. If I wasn't going to use those, I'm not going to wash those right now. I'm going to put them in this sack for right now, just to get that out of the refrigerator. Because I feel like when you wash them, they start to go bad. So don't wash them till you're ready. Now, that got all of these boxes and everything out of the way. And more bags. Okay, so that will finish our food storage that we did this week with our salmon and our other extra little different things. I thought, well, I've got to do it anyway, so I might as well turn the camera on, and so that's what I did. God bless you, God bless us, God bless the United States. Now I've got to get to cooking something to eat for us, but I'll put that in a different video. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.